Record. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our uncensored opportunity chat. I am LuLaRoe Amber Cebull, and I have been doing this since July 14th is when I got my inventory. So I've not been doing this for very long, but I've been doing it so much that I've become a pretty big expert on it. But yeah, I am part of Team Sheroes, I don't know what we call ourselves, who is part of Team Dreamcatchers, who is part of Team Fancy Pants, who is like a downline of LuLaRoe Lioness, and that's kind of like our lineage, I guess you could say. Hannah Ross is my sponsor, Tatiana Hill is her sponsor, and Catherine Ripley is her sponsor. And I am Heather's sponsor, who is also with us. Heather.
Hi, I'm Heather, LuLaRoe Heather Grimmer. I have been doing this. I got my call on August 11th, and I think I got my inventory on August 22nd. So about almost 3 months, 2.5 months. Been doing this, and as Amber said, my sponsor. And right now we have Darnell with us. She is my second Lula baby. My first Lula baby, Jessica, launched tonight. Her online launch was tonight, so that's really exciting. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about joining our team and joining the culture of LuLaRoe. Definitely one of the best decisions that I ever made was to join not only LuLaRoe but this team. If I didn't have Amber as my sponsor, I definitely wouldn't be, I might have been as successful, but she's definitely been a huge part in my success. So thank you, Amber.
All right. So yeah, our team has grown rapidly, even though, we haven't all been doing this for a ton of time. And thankfully we have incredible support from our uplines, and it's getting big. So, we are here to kind of talk about the opportunity with you guys and help you see if it's the right thing for you. So I think we can start with a little bit about LuLaRoe, who they are as a company, what their mission statement is, and we'll show you a little video. So,
are you going to put the mission statement up on the screen?
That would be good, huh? Let me do that.
Yeah, LuLaRoe is about, I believe, a 3.5-year-old company. It was March 2013 or so when Deanne is the owner, and her and her husband Mark are the ones who they're very, very involved with everything that goes on with the company. Here's mission statement: LuLaRoe, where through fashion we create freedom, serve others, and strengthen families. A place where lives are being blessed and dreams achieved through love, confidence, purpose, and growth. And I couldn't agree with this mission statement more. LuLaRoe has been a huge blessing in my life. I recently left my full-time job, and it's been great. I get to spend more time with my family. It's a lot of work, but the appreciation that you get from not only your customers, but from your team, and they're basically like another family. And
yeah,
it's just unbelievable the amount of support that you give each other, even if you're not on the same team. I have made so many friendships. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. But it's amazing.
LuLaRoe really, really, really lives and breathes this mission statement. I think, for them, everything is about what can they do to serve others, and what can they do to serve their consultants, to help their consultants serve others. And so, I worked for a lot of different companies that have mission statements per se. I'm sure, Heather, you just left a company that probably had a really great mission statement, and it's not always that what they do in the day-to-day actually reflects that mission statement. But I can definitely, without a doubt, say that at LuLaRoe, they absolutely do it. They might have growing pains, and this company is growing exponentially very, very quickly. But anytime there's ever been an issue, they've made it right times 10. So, and I think you can probably
They literally work around the clock to make things better for their consultants.
Cool. So let's talk about how much the company has grown. So you already mentioned that they're a 3-year-old company.
Mm-hmm.
They are set up inside of 4 years to be $1 billion company. They would have made the fastest growing businesses list, but because you have to be older, I think they were a year off or something. You have to be 5 years old.
I think
oh wow! So they weren't even able to qualify that, but they are absolutely among the fastest growing companies in the United States. Just to put it in perspective, for them to be at $1 billion in 4 years, I think it was, how long did it take Apple? Is it 5 years or 6 years to become $1 billion company?
I think
6.
I'm not sure.
I want to say it's 6, but that's a big deal. Like, Apple is huge, and LuLaRoe is getting there, and they're getting there more quickly. So I think probably something to understand is that this company is massive. It's not going anywhere, but even though it's massive, there's an incredible amount of opportunities still. Do you have anything to add about LuLaRoe, or should we launch into the video?
I think we should start with the video.
All right, let me get to it. There it is. I really like this little app. All right, you ready?
My mom was very much involved in the community. She taught classes on womanhood and how to be a better wife and mother. She had a degree in home economics, and she could sew and make patterns. And I remember she was so thrilled when she could figure out that she could go to LA and go and buy a bunch of clothes for wholesale, and that she didn't have to sew for any of the girls anymore. And so that's where I really grew my incredible love for fashion and for, watching her get excited about, oh my gosh, you can get this and this and this, and it's a really great deal. And if we all go in on different things, we can buy a lot for a little. And it was a great experience growing up with that atmosphere. I had shown up at the swap meet and nobody was buying these incredibly gorgeous, high-quality dresses that I'd seen in all the high-end stores. I just had this thought, well, I know all these other women that have children like me. Let's invite them all over and they can go shopping. And we did this sale, and I was shocked. I was shocked at how many people came, and I was really pleased. So it was obviously a huge amount that day because I was able to buy enough to start doing the business.
Kind of put our heads together, and she said, well, there are other women that have talked to me and said, can I do what you're doing? And as we talked it through, we recognized that the dress parties had been such a blessing in our lives, and how much of a relief that had been when times were a little bit tough or when things were difficult. We always knew we had that little bit of a backup. And we talked about how many women would like to have that same opportunity, and could we provide that opportunity for them?
I feel like from where we started at 3 years ago to where we are now, to say it's been a movement is an understatement. It's been like a tidal wave. So I have around 1,000 girls on my team. I have 28 girls that are direct to me. Deanne's influence on me has been pretty life-changing. In the beginning, I am a very outgoing person. I'm pretty confident in myself, but there were times when I wasn't in my business, and I didn't always know what I was doing, and I wasn't sure even stuff like how much to reinvest and how much to pay myself. And there was just so many questions in the beginning, and I didn't have anybody really to go to. And so I was able to call Deanne on the phone, and I would leave those phone conversations. I would hang up thinking that I could be president. I could, run the whole company. I could do whatever I wanted to do, because she just makes you feel like that. Deanne is a light.
Come here for the pants.
Light in my life.
since the first time I talked to her on the phone when I decided that I wanted to know more about LuLaRoe. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was so lucky enough, looking back now, I can't even believe it, how the stars aligned that I actually got to talk to her on the phone that day. Because talking to her on the phone is what made me take the lead. And so as I built a team, I want to be that light for other people. I want to inspire them, and I want them to believe in themselves. And I tell them all the time, Deanne believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and I cannot believe the life that I have. I'm living my wildest dreams. If I can be that light for you, I want to.
She would call me and say, I need you to go get more fabric and get it down to the sewers. And at the time, I'm working as a contractor. I was out in Santa Monica.
And we just made it work in the very beginning. We didn't have money, so we learned how to stretch every penny and try to figure out what is the best way to use our money. I wanted it to be simple and easygoing for anybody. I didn't want to come across as, hey, everybody, look at me, I'm just so got it together. I needed to be attractive to anybody at any stage in their life to be able to do this business.
LuLaRoe around here.
Never do that.
It says, ain't no party like a pop-up party. I might have to wear that to my event tonight. Lindsay has been part of my team for over 2 years now. I met her at a little vendor event down in Eatonville. She was selling furniture, and we kind of hit it off and had a party. And she has been wildly successful. And like I said, I didn't start out right out of the gate super successful. And so I think that I could have felt a little bit intimidated or a little bit jealous. But she has been the hugest blessing in my life. Every time that I have needed something, she has been there. Every time that I've needed encouragement, although I'm her sponsor, we're just the best of friends. She has shown me that I can believe in myself, even when I don't feel like I'm capable. And she has never made me feel like I have failed her. We just have a really great partnership. Let's see what I have. I want to keep this. Brittany Comp is my super, super up line. Even though she's kind of a couple of lines up for me, she's really accessible and sweet. So there have been times where we've chatted on the phone, and I messaged her this morning saying that I was really nervous, and she was able to provide encouragement. LuLaRoe has impacted our family in so many different ways. We were looking for schools, and there was a private school that I really loved. We thought it was a great fit for our family. And I remember showing my husband the tuition amount, and he laughed out loud. It was just such a joke because it was so expensive and out of our price range. And so this year, when we moved back to Texas, I was able to pay for both of my older kids to go there next year. And it wasn't a big deal. I had money in my account, and I wrote the check, and it was just really neat that because of LuLaRoe, I had the money to send them to the school that was not even possible last year. So even my husband, just seeing him be an encouragement and a support, just see how much he believes in me that I can really make a difference with this business. That's the great thing about it is I'm just a normal mom of 3 kids, but I've become a business owner, and I have a team, and I'm able to just travel and do so much. And I can see LuLaRoe just doing that for even more women.
When Mark asked me, what is it that you think will help other women to succeed in this business? My first thing was money, because we can't stand there isn't enough to take care of the needs of our children. And we know that we have something to offer. We don't want to leave our homes. We don't want to leave our children. And we don't want a boss that tells us what we should and shouldn't do. It doesn't matter what kind of personality you are. If you have a desire to believe in other women and you want to see others to succeed, you're going to succeed.
Brittany Comp and I have a lot of fun together. She's my sponsor. She and I are very similar in that we just go for things. And, you know, it wasn't a lot of coaching in the beginning and a lot of help in the beginning. It was more like, you've got this, girl. Now go do it. I feel like I'm in a community, and I feel like I am a part of something huge that is truly changing the world. I had a couple friends say they thought I would enjoy LuLaRoe, and I didn't really get what it was. It sounded weird. Leggings parties. I didn't understand. So I kind of brushed it off. And then I got invited to a party in July. And it happened to be a party that Lindsay Wheeler was the consultant for. When I walked into that party, it was like this little spark kind of lit. And I went home with 2 full bags of LuLaRoe and that little worm in my brain that would not go away. And I decided, I'm going to do it. I don't have the money to do it, but I'm going to do it. It was addicting to say, oh, look what I did. And so started August 15th. In October, I paid a phone bill. And then I paid for my son's birthday party. And then I paid for all of our Christmas gifts. In February, when we went on the cruise, the morning of, my husband got laid off. So we were at the airport. And he got the message, and he'd been with them for 19 years. Being with LuLaRoe allowed me to, instead of play the victim and go, holy cow, what are we going to do? I was able to be the wife I probably wouldn't have been this time last year. And then it was kind of like my husband started to see how this was changing me, and I was finally getting back to taking care of myself. I know so many more community members now that I never knew, because I kind of just focused on my kids and focused on my family. And now I know so many more people. And Lindsay helped me to be able to look at it that way.
This is the culmination, basically, I feel like, of all the hard work of starting LuLaRoe and the doubts that came with it. And would this work? Would I be selling off all those boxes that I got just to get out from under this? And it has turned into my dream. If this was just clothes, people can buy clothes anywhere, and they do buy clothes all over. But it is the connection. It is that relationship that makes LuLaRoe so different, and helping them find things that make them feel beautiful, that they feel confident that they can come to you and ask for your help, and that they know that we're going to be there for them to help them and be that support system for them.
Literally, I think the sky is the limit, because if you had told me 2.5 years ago that I would be standing here doing this, I would have laughed at you. And so I don't even feel like I can say, oh, well, we're going to be here, because we always surpass where I think we're going to be. All I know is that I am thankful every single day that I joined this company and that this came into my life. And I know that the Lord worked that out for me to be where I am right now, because it has been completely life-changing. We're here to make everybody feel important. When they come to a LuLaRoe pop-up boutique or a sale, or they go online, they need to know that we, as a LuLaRoe consultant, have their best interests at heart. We take things for granted. Many of us do. I think beauty is incredible, but it's not everything. Beauty on the inside is everything. I think that if you are giving and you care about other people, it's going to really show in who you
are. She left this earth at a very crucial time in my life. I know she's proud of me. I know, because I'm so much like her. She loves everything I'm doing. She is who I am. I do everything because I know I learned it from her. And she's the one that said I could.
Every time.
You crying?
Time. Like, it's just a little bit, it's like I gotten to the point where I watched it, I think probably 10 times at this point. And it's like, now I'm just like, a little bit too, hold on. Sorry. I'm just going to jam out. That's my bad. Okay. All right. So that said, that's kind of, I guess the rundown, right? Just real quick. People folder now. Heather. Where's that sound coming from? Not that it matters, but okay. So next up, that is the rundown of LuLaRoe and what they're all about and how they're changing people's lives. So let's get into a little bit of the clothes. I mean, you guys all know the clothes, right? Okay, I'm sorry, that's what happened, right? Hold on. All right, I think I got it. Sorry. All right. But you guys know the clothes. You shop them every day, right? I mean, you're in online pop-ups. You know the quality of the clothes. You know the prints. You know that. I don't know if you know this, but Patrick, who is the lead designer, is a former designer for Anthropologie, and he has done a lot of high-end things. So LuLaRoe, from a trends perspective, isn't really going anywhere. The stuff that they're doing now is kind of groundbreaking. I think when people first kind of get into the LuLaRoe culture and start shopping the clothes, they're a little bit like, this is not, this is not stylish. This is not commercial. It's not Old Navy. It's not Target. It's kind of this thing in itself. But I think if you look at, high fashion, and you look at trends, and nothing that has ever really, really taken hold from a fashion perspective. Oh my gosh, that's not good. So it's telling me, Heather, my meeting is going to end in 10 minutes if I don't upgrade my account. So I'm gonna let you
see it. Remaining meeting time.
Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna let you finish talking about the clothes real quick while I upgrade. Thanks.
Okay, so LuLaRoe, obviously, as if you guys are here, it's shirts, skirts, leggings, dresses, cardigans for women. They just started releasing a whole bunch of kids stuff in the same lines, and then a few men's clothes. It all did used to be made. It was all previously made in the United States, but since they've grown so quickly, they've had to outsource, and they do still pay fair wages to the factory workers in the other countries. There's Vietnam, Hong Kong, Thailand, Mexico. I think those are the ones that I've seen. China. But they visit these factories all the time to make sure that their standards are being practiced. And but yeah, as Amber said, Patrick used to work for Anthropologie before Deanne and Mark pulled him over to design the clothes for LuLaRoe. And I mean, if you do look at these fashion magazines, you'll see the same exact things that LuLaRoe has for hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars for basically the same exact thing. So you're getting great quality for a great price on all of the clothes.
Sorry. That's good. I'm kind of irritated. They just made me pay $150.
What?
Oh, we've got a whole year of Zoom now. Thanks, guys. All right. So I think we're good. It's not going to come off in 10 minutes. Your account has been upgraded successfully. Your meeting has no time limitation anymore. Fantastic.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Sorry, that's awkward. So anyway.
That's typical.
It's a good thing that I'm selling LuLaRoe and I can afford to pay $150 on a whim.
Future Amber should have known that you were going to be timed out.
I didn't read the fine print when I All right. Anyway, so here's where we're at right now. We've got like 50,000 consultants. We have, they make 5,000 of each print. They divide those prints among, I believe it's 8 different styles, or is it 8 different sizes?
8 different sizes.
8 different sizes.
Yep.
And it's limited stuff. You guys know that. You go searching for unicorns and you have a basic awareness of what the clothes are about and what the brand is about. And I think that's probably why you're here, right? So we just told you stuff that you already knew, but you're here because you're considering the opportunity. And I'm not sure if you know or not, but the entry for starting LuLaRoe is $5,000. And that is a huge investment, right? I mean, I started buying LuLaRoe in March, and I was that person at the pop-up where I was just like, here's my stuff, like here, ring Amber out for $300. And immediately I thought, because I have that, entrepreneur mindset, like, I could do this. This is something I could do. And then I asked somebody how much it was, and they were like $5,000. I was like, yep, nope, I'm good. And then I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And I think it was, the final nail in the coffin of me doing this was someone did a mystery leggings sale, and these chicks had no idea what was in them. She was putting two leggings in each package, and she was like, I have 40 packages. 15 minutes later, they were all sold. And I was like, wow. Even if I fail at this, I can definitely make my money back. That was how I went into it starting. I'm not going to lie. I didn't go into it like, oh, I'm going to do this forever and make millions and millions of dollars. And, I was just like, let's just see where this goes. And I think we're getting into talking about why, right? Talking about our whys. But I think that when I got into this, I had no idea what it was going to become. I looked at direct sales for a little bit. It was probably about a year that I looked at direct sales opportunities before finally landing on this one. And it's just been so incredible since I started. I think what I hear from people is when I ask them what their biggest regret is in doing LuLaRoe, that not starting sooner is probably everyone's. Is that yours, Heather?
Yes, it's not being able to convince Eric soon enough to let me do it. It took him a little bit to come around, but after he realized he probably also wishes I would have started it sooner.
Yeah, it's funny because it's it's that fear, right? We've got that fear inside us that's like all of the what ifs that could go wrong,
Still get it. Still happens all the time.
It's true.
But,
okay. Yeah. So I don't know. You want to talk a little bit about your why?
My why is my daughter.
Hold on. So before you get started, before you get started on your why, it's very, very important that if you decide to do this, that you guys figure out why you're doing it, right? Because I think it, whether it's financial freedom for you, whether that's the freedom from a really horrible job that you're working in right now, whether that's freedom, to be with your family more, whatever that is, you have to know why you're doing something, because if you don't, then you're just selling clothes and everybody's selling clothes. And so I think that when you're passionate about something and when you have something behind you that's a cause, and this is why I'm doing this, then every little thing that comes up is not an end of the world thing. It's just a challenge that you have to overcome, because in the back of your mind, there's always this why. And so LuLaRoe is really, really big on you deciding why you're doing this. And so, sorry, Heather, now that I've qualified the why.
You're fine. And my why is still the same now as it was before I even started. And I know a lot of people's whys have changed over the time that they've started LuLaRoe till now. But my why is my daughter. Jordan, it took me a very long time to get pregnant, and I want to be able to enjoy and spend more time with her and with my family. The job I worked in was also retail, but they made my schedule. I worked nights, I worked weekends, and I wasn't able to spend time with my family. So now that I do LuLaRoe, I'm still, working nights and weekends, but it's on my schedule. And I am doing it to better our family, better our time together. Hopefully down the road, Eric can get a different job, because he does not like his job. And if I'm able to, which I will be able to, make enough to support maybe a lesser salary for him, to find something that he actually enjoys doing, then, but yeah, my why is my family, 100%. It might change, but right now it's my family.
Yeah. Mine, I feel like I got like a ton of different whys. And so I don't even know if it's like, we're supposed to condense our whys down, and I'm so bad at condensing it. But I'll try a little bit for you guys. For me, I own a small marketing business too. And when I worked for the last person I worked for, I decided that I was not going to work for people anymore, that I was just not cut out for working for people, and that I needed to do something for myself. And I did. And I took a leap, and that was a very scary leap for me. And that was 5 years ago. And when I took that leap, it was a lot. And I built a business that had a very great income. So, money is never it's always, it's always a little bit about the money, let's face it. But for me, that was not my big why. It was, I had got 3 or 4 years in my business, and I was not feeling rewarded. I felt like the business world was a little bit too stuffy and cutthroat for me. I'm really like, I'm not necessarily, I wouldn't say a bubbly person, but I really, really thrive off the energy of others. And so for me, getting like such little recognition from my clients, not being able to build a team like I wanted to, I wanted to employ people, and it was so difficult to get the income of the business to a point where I could employ people. And then when I was able to employ people, they weren't working for their why, they were working for my why. And so I just kind of started to realize that this business that I was building was not the business that I wanted to build. And so that's when I started to look into direct sales and found LuLaRoe. So that's pretty much my why, is to be able to own my own business and cultivate and help people, find their whys and find the business themselves. So
I have a really good quote. You keep talking, I'll find it. But I saw it, and it's like, this is the most amazing quote.
I'm a big quote person, so that's good.
I love quotes. Let me see. I had saved it on my phone, but I have so many pictures of Jordan on here and clothes.
It's mainly like inventory marketing pictures, that stuff. So that's why. So make sure that you guys, as you are doing this, that you kind of figure out, okay, why am I doing this? What is going to make me drag these clothes to the next sale? What is going to make me, take 3 trillion photographs for my online? What is going to make me work my butt off for this sale? Because it's important. If you don't, then this is going to become something that is just not fun to do. And the second that it's not fun to do, you won't want to do it anymore, and you'll stop meeting those goals, and you'll forget your why. And so your why is the core of everything. So think about it. Think about why you want to do this, and develop that reason. There's something that's making you think like maybe LuLaRoe is the answer. And why is LuLaRoe the answer? Are you unhappy? What is it for you? So I don't know. We said we weren't going to talk numbers, right, Heather?
We can if you want.
We don't have to. If anyone wants to hear numbers, type in the chat. If not, we're going to talk about questions. So we have kind of like a list of questions that
a lot of people ask when they're asking about joining the company in our team.
So let me get my screen shared again, and we'll share it, and then Heather and I will take these on. All right. So I'll take the first one because it's really easy. How much is the initial investment? So this used to be actually easier than it is. It used to be just $5,000. There was one package. Now there are 3 different packages that you can choose from. I believe it is $5,000, $7,000, and $10,000, or maybe $7,500 and $10,000. And those come with, the top sold styles. And there's an option to add on Carly's, which is their newest dress launch, and leggings. So, based on most of us, because it was the only option at the time, but I wouldn't have had more money than this to start up anyway, did that, smallest package. Mm-hmm. Some people did the legging add-on. I just went into Audrey afterwards and placed an order for, I think it was Cassie's and perfect tees and some leggings. But it's always changing, that onboarding package. So
It depends on what they have in stock at the time.
yes, that's also true.
So I also did the well, there was only basically one package, and then like the leggings add-on leggings. I also did what Amber did, and I did the initial, and then just went back in and added my own leggings. And then since I've been doing it 2.5 months, and I've added Perfects, Sarah's, Amelia's, Carly's, Sarah's, and then obviously leggings were in the initial. So is that 6 or 7 styles I've added? But totally worth adding. I mean, we'll talk about the initial investment and all that stuff, but it depends on, obviously how fast you want to grow, how much you want to build your inventory. It's definitely better to go deep rather than wide, because you want to have a variety for your customers. Because if you are posting a whole bunch of styles but only like one choice of every single size, then they're going to get bored and they're going to go somewhere else to find something different. So definitely you want like 5 to 10 sizes per style of the lines that you do carry before you do move on to another line is the recommendation. And a lot of girls, they want to expand their lines before they go deep, and a lot of them end up regretting that and moving backwards and taking lines out and then deepening their inventory and then winding it after.
Yeah. That's me right now. Is I kind of fell into, like, everyone was asking me like, oh, why don't you carry Amelia, and why don't you carry this, and why don't you carry that? And I fell into it, and I was investing so much of my of what I was making back into my inventory that I was like, oh, no big deal. But then I found, it's hard to keep that stuff in stock, so it's like I've got, I don't know, right now I probably have 25 Amelias, and it's like people want more of them, and I'm like, well, I got to reorder some classics and some Irmas. So it's like, building into a style is very, very difficult. So make sure that you get 10 of each size in each style before you start, going into other styles, just to make your life easier. And honestly, it's like, if you have to post like 10 albums instead of 25 albums, it doesn't suck either. So
yeah. And you're not stuck with whatever styles they give you. If you get something and you will sell what you wear. So if you get a style and it's something that you just aren't in love with, and you're not going to promote it properly, and no one's purchasing it because it's not being promoted properly, you don't have to carry that style. You can discontinue the style if you want to. It's your boutique. You can do whatever you want with it, carry whichever styles you want. You can just carry, don't do this, but you can just carry leggings if you really wanted to.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to.
You wouldn't want to, because
you make like $40 on an Amelia and like $10 on a pair of leggings. So
yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that, but you can, because it is your business. It is your boutique.
Yeah. So how long till you're making a profit? This is completely up to you. So, like, think about traditional business. To make a profit in the first year, that's amazing. You could make a profit, and it's a very hard question, because it depends on how much you're selling. It depends on how much you're reinvesting. It depends on, how quickly you want to pay off your initial investment that you made, how soon you want to grow your inventory, and how soon you want to pay yourself, really. You could start taking a profit right away. You could wait a while and grow your inventory, which is what I recommend. I think at least, pay yourself a little bit. There's all of these spreadsheet breakdowns in what you can do, whether based on what your goals are. And we've got all the information, but it's not a very easy question, but it can be as soon as like a month or 2 in. It can be 6 months in. It can be a year in. It just depends on what your individual goals are. So Heather?
You skipped number 2.
Oh, I thought we kind of.
Oh, did we? Well, yeah, I guess, your initial investment, it depends on if you, like, I guess you said, if you want to, if you want to pay yourself more, or, I mean, I also put all my money back into my inventory and then some, because I want to have probably a rotating about 800 pieces at any given point. Right now, you start with about 300 to 315 if you just do the package one. And right now I'm about 650. So I'm almost there. I made my initial investment back, my initial 5,000, probably in about 3-ish or so weeks. And I currently am still in the red though, because I am ordering more than I am making back. But that is just to build my inventory.
It's so different. It just depends on what you're doing. You know, it's like I was ready. Heather, keep this in mind, was working a full-time job while she was doing LuLaRoe. And so the amount of time she had to dedicate, it was not very much time. Whereas like I basically like neglected my clients for the first like month and a half of my business, and like could have, if I didn't reorder anything, I could have repaid my initial investment in 3 days. So it literally depends on how much time you're dedicating to it. That it's the same answer to both questions pretty much. What are your goals? How big are those goals? How much do you want to grow your inventory? And that's going to tell you when you get your initial investment back. But like I said, there are a lot of spreadsheets that can break it down for you for how you want to, pay yourself and pay back your investment or grow your inventory or whatever. So, which basically segues into number 4, right? I mean,
yeah. How much time do you need to dedicate in this business to be successful? You get out what you put in. I worked a full-time job, as Amber said. I worked 40 plus hours a week. What I did stuff basically after Jordan went to bed. So I was up probably from like 9 p.m. till about 2 a.m. Taking pictures, answering questions, packaging everything up. Because I didn't want to lose that time with my daughter. So I did everything after she went to sleep. So I was working on LuLaRoe probably 20-ish, I would say, hours a week. And I was able to sell enough to make my initial back in the 3 or so weeks. And every month I've profited more. I just recently no longer work at my full-time job, so I'm able to dedicate more time to LuLaRoe now, which is amazing. But it depends on what your goals are.
Yeah, exactly.
What you determine as success. Is success, paying yourself back within 2 months, or is it successful because you sold 10 pieces a day? Or it just depends on your definition of success. And I guess, yeah, that's it. Do you have
what is your definition of success? Is that selling 1,000 a month? Is that selling 5,000 a month? Is that selling 10,000, 20,000 a month? My goal this month was 20,000, and someone else had that goal, and I was like, it's gonna be 25,000 now.
Amber's not competitive,
right? No, not at all. So what is your definition of success? Figure it out, and then that'll kind of help you break down how much time you need to dedicate to it. Once you have a boutique or two or a pop-up, you'll understand how much your average pop-up is, and then you can break down based on your goals. This is how much time you need to dedicate to it. This is how many pop-ups you need to book a week, that type of thing. What would you say the average monthly income is? I think I've looked at a couple of spreadsheets, and I think the average rep is selling about 5,000 a month, and that's averaging the super, super high reps that are selling 50 to 100,000 a month, and the lowest reps that are selling $1,000 a month. So I think that's about it, $5,000-$6,000 a month. But it really, really, really depends on you, So that's, oops, I can't do that because this is not a PowerPoint. More questions, Heather?
What if I decide LuLaRoe isn't for me? There are a few options. One, you won't decide it's not for you, because anyone could do this if they want it. But if you do decide that it's not for you, one, you don't have to put down any money when you sign up. So you get into the queue, the line for LuLaRoe, and right now I believe it's like a 6 to 10 week waiting period or so. Some, I think they get listed. Some girls are, get called a little faster than others. But you don't pay them until they call you and they ask you, do you want to do this? And well, they don't say it like that, but more often than not, the girl or guy says yes, and that's when you put down you pay them for the initial investment. Now, if you get your clothes and you start selling, or you get your clothes and you just are like, I can't do this, the option that I recommend is wholesaling it to other consultants, because other consultants will buy it from you. Whether they live near you or whether you have to ship it to them, someone will buy it from you for wholesale, so you can offload your inventory and you won't lose any money. Another option is LuLaRoe will buy any new with tags unworn clothing for 90% of the purchase price. I do believe you have to pay shipping to ship it back, but you only lose 10% of your investment if you did that. But I recommend wholesaling it to other consultants. They will buy it. Every print sells, whether it's from you or if it's from someone else, everything sells, because what you like might not be what someone else likes, and what they like is something that you could think is, you pull it out of your box, you're like, I can't believe I got this. Like, what is this? Not even kidding. The next day someone buys it. It's crazy, because everyone has different tastes. So that's, if you do decide it's not for you, there are options to get rid of your inventory and be done with it. You're not under any contract with them to keep the clothes. I mean, they are your clothes. You buy them. So you own the clothes. You could do, you
just have a really big closet.
Yeah, right. But yes, if it's not for you, then there are ways to just be done with it.
Yeah, there are consultant swap groups. You can have a big sale on the page and just be like, I'm out. But I don't think you will. That's just me. But should I worry about oversaturation? So obviously you guys probably know if you're purchasing it, but if you don't have to worry about oversaturation, because everyone gets completely different inventory. There's very, very rarely do people have the same things. Every once in a while you'll see one or two pieces that reps have that are similar, but by and large, because they only make those $5,000 or $5,000 pieces, or 5,000 pieces per print. Sorry. You don't have to worry about it. We have completely different stuff, and even once everyone's onboarded and we're all selling it together, we still shop from each other. As crazy as that is, I've got an invoice in my inbox right now from Heather's downline. So I'm pretty
I bought leggings and a classic tee from her.
I'm pretty sure we don't have to worry about oversaturation. Can you return prints you don't like, Heather?
You can not. Well, you can return prints that you don't like. It's not recommended. Because you get the 9% back from wholesale, but highly not recommended, because like I said, even though you don't like it, someone else is going to love it. Someone else is going to absolutely love it. And if you do get prints that, I still have some pieces that are sitting from my initial inventory. I have hosted and been a part of at least 6 consultant swaps. I have an extra neighbor who also does it, and the other day we just got together and we just pulled pieces from our inventory that just haven't sold for us, and we swapped with each other. And I've already sold pieces that I've swapped with her that weren't selling for her. I've already sold them.
Yeah.
So you can for the that lesser purchase price, but I don't recommend doing it. There are 1,000 ways to offload that inventory if it's something that you don't like or just is not selling.
Cool. So what makes LuLaRoe different? I think we've talked it over and over and over. There's nothing quite like LuLaRoe when it comes to the clothes and how unique they are. From the perspective of a company, what makes LuLaRoe different as a company? And we've said this before, but everything that they do is in honor of serving their consultants. And I think that without a doubt sets them apart from every other organization, because you don't like, I'm pretty good at like catching when people are not being authentic. Like I can see it in people's faces and I can read them. I'm very good at reading body language in people, and resoundingly on their calls and everything they say, they are so about serving consultants that there's no company like them. I know it. I mean, I know I haven't worked for everyone, but there is no company that honors their people like this company does. And so beyond the clothes, I think that really, really sets them apart. Do you have anything to add to that, Heather?
No, you guys watched the video with Deanne. That is Deanne. She is a mother of 7. She adopted 3 children from Romania. And I just went to Inspire in DC, and she is 100% authentic, 100% genuine, and she genuinely cares about each and every consultant, man, woman, person that is in with her in the company, and even people that aren't. She's that kind of person, and she wants everyone to be happy. She wants everyone to be successful, and the culture that they've created is, like Amber said, unlike any other. It is literally my second family. I've never met most of the girls that are on my team, and I feel like I've known them forever. I've made so many friendships. My next door neighbor and I, before LuLaRoe, she's the one who brought me my first pair of leggings in Irma. Me and Eric thought that she hated us. Really, she wouldn't even say hi. She wouldn't even look at us. And she brought me over a pair of leggings in Irma after I had Jordan. And after that, we we've talked almost every single day since. It's a bond and a culture that I've never had before, besides with, my best friends, which is a very small group, or my family. Yeah. And my family has grown exponentially since I joined LuLaRoe.
Yeah, it's a family and it's a community, and when you join, you feel it, especially if you're on the right team, which I think is very important.
Yeah.
So where can I sell? You can sell at pop-up boutiques that you schedule. You cannot sell in commercial space at all. You cannot sell in flea markets. You cannot sell on Craigslist. You cannot sell on eBay. You can sell on Periscope. You can sell on Facebook. You cannot sell on Instagram as of right now. And is that it? Is it covered? Vendor events you can sell at with approval. Farmers markets you can sell at with approval. You can do charity events with approval. What else?
Yeah, they love charity events.
Oh yeah,
I'm doing one in a multi-consultant event on December 2nd for a 4-year-old boy who has leukemia. LuLaRoe, if you make a certain amount in your events, they will match funds with a minimum amount that is sold, but there is no maximum. So
yeah,
if every single consultant, every 50,000 consultant decide they want to come together and do one big fundraiser, LuLaRoe would probably be matching a lot of funds.
Of course they would. That's just how that works. Okay. I don't know if we want to go into building a team. Do we want to go into building a team?
I don't think so. Not right now. Maybe another video we can do.
Yeah. Building a team it gets very, very involved because the structure is based around you guys helping each other. And so that's definitely a topic for another day. I'll go through and see if there's anything else. I don't think so. I don't know. I think that if you're thinking of doing this and if it all seemed disorganized, I apologize because I didn't realize that Zoom was going to limit our time. I'm still a little bit upset about that. But if it seemed a little disorganized, I apologize. But I think the most important thing to remember that if you start any business, it's going to be difficult. And if you start another business, it might be a little bit more expensive. If you want to open a coffee shop, or if you want to open a bookstore, if you want to open your own boutique, that's not going to cost you just $5,000. It's going to cost you a little bit more. On top of that, being an entrepreneur in the traditional business world doesn't come with a lot of support. In this In the direct sales realm, it does. And, you know, LuLaRoe has something special. And I think that you guys probably see that, and that's why you're on the call. But if you don't, it's literally something that you cannot put into words. It's something incredible. Simon Sinek said it very great at convention back in July. He came and he addressed all of the people that attended, which was all consultants, and he said these exact words: I think you guys have the formula for world peace. And so if you could be part of something, you know, pretty close to the start of it, and you could, I don't want to say change the world, but I think you could change the world, then I feel like, why would you not do that? You know? So Heather, do you have anything to?
Just my husband's going up the stairs and he's got his podcast on. Hold on.
He's like, why are you not done yet?
He just paused it. Just one thing I do want to add. I know a lot of people who do direct sales, and it is unlike any other direct sales company. With LuLaRoe, I looked into a lot of direct sales companies, and my husband, he's a lawyer. He wouldn't let me do any of them because they were multi-level marketing. Basically, in order to make money, you had to have a team. With LuLaRoe, you don't have to have a team to make money. You can have a team, and you know, you can get like bonus checks and all that kind of stuff, but you don't need to have a team to make money in this company, which is awesome. Well, here's my LuLaRoe right here. He's wearing his mark.
What up?
He's wearing his mark. We had our event today, but it's who is Jamie Oliver? Jamie Oliver, is that his name? Jamie.
What?
The one who did the multi-level marketing thing on his segment. Is Jamie Oliver?
John Oliver.
John Oliver. I don't know anyone's name. I'm getting them mixed up. He just did a multi-level marketing segment on his show, and he named a whole bunch of multi-level marketing where basically you have to have a team in order to make money. And then most people end up failing because they have a garage full of stuff that no one's ever going to buy. And that's not like LuLaRoe at all. And it's pretty amazing. And at the end of the day, you feel accomplished and you feel people are grateful for you. You get notes, you get thank yous, and it just makes you feel good. And I've never felt appreciated like I do with this company from any other job that I've had.
Yep.
So yeah.
It's an awesome place, basically. So just get on the train.
Yeah. Biggest regret is not signing up soon enough. Yeah.
Okay, well, unless we have questions, because I don't see any questions there. I also didn't ask you guys to ask questions.
Is there you see like a box? Maybe I don't see the box. Maybe only you see the box.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Oh, here's chat. Oh, it's on that side. I think Ashley is here. Ashley, did you I know Darnell. Darnell's with us. She's one of my other Lula babies. So hopefully she doesn't have any more questions because she's already joined us.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe Ashley's sons might still be awake. So I don't think she has. I have no clue how to ask something in chat, but I'm interested in numbers. That was at 9:40. Do we ask here?
You didn't tell numbers.
I'm talking to her on Messenger.
So I will tell her my numbers. So I got my inventory on the 14th. I got my call on the 5th. I got my inventory on the 14th. This is July. And I got back from convention, LuLaRoe's convention, on the 17th. From the 17th through the 31st, there are 31 days in July, I sold 8,500 that first month. My second month, my goal was to cruise qualify. I barely did. I sold 13,000. My, I guess it's my third month, but my second full month, I sold 15,000. Last month, I think I sold 14,000. I was out of town for a few days. No, I didn't sell 14. I don't remember. No, I think it was 14. But in this month, my goal is 25. I'm a little bit behind pace for it, but it's the 13th, and I think I was at 8,600 so far this month. But I mean, like, don't judge my numbers by what you would do, because I have probably 6 or sometimes 7 sales a week, depending on the week. I'd say anywhere from 5 to 7. So, you know, if you don't have, and I'm doing this full time, like I would say a little bit more than full time right now. And as my group's growing, my online sales are starting to be bigger and bigger, but, you know, everyone's going to be completely different. So I don't know that I would expect to be making that right out of the gate, because those are just my numbers.
My numbers, I can give my numbers. In my first month, I was working full time, 40 plus hours a week. And I think in my first full month, because I didn't launch until the end of August. So in September, I did about a little under 6,000, I think 5,800. And then my second month, I was out of town for almost 2 weeks in my second month. But I ended up around 6,500 because I was out of town for so much of it, and I was still working full time. And then this month so far, I'm about, let me just pull it up. There it is. Right now I'm probably at about 4,500.
Nice.
So it's every month it's increasing. I'm still obviously learning and still trying to market myself and get out there. LuLaRoe around this area isn't huge. A lot of people have no idea what it is. A lot of people in the world in the United States have no idea what it is, but there's communities around the United States that are like bigger than others. Like Virginia Beach is a huge LuLaRoe community, where Amber's at, in Fort Myers is a big LuLaRoe community. Up here, it just isn't, and I'm trying to break into that market. So when I get there, and hopefully do soon, then it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be awesome.
LuLaRoe bomb's gonna explode. What's really nice is being the first person, not a first person, but among the first people in a market is a really beneficial thing, because once it does catch on and once all of your marketing pays off, then you're gonna be able to recruit really, really well in that area. So definitely don't see if LuLaRoe is not huge in your area, that is a bad thing. But yeah, I mean, there's people on our team whose goal is to make, like, her goal is to make, like, take home $1,000 a month. You know, that's Sarah's goal. There's a couple people who are doing it very part-time. There's a couple people that just onboarded that are, you know, wanting to make it huge. And so it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yep.
Like the Army.
Like the Army.
Late, I'm tired. What else? Tell me.
Ashley, is that all? She said, I think you answered a lot of my numbers questions.
Cool.
And I think that, yeah, but definitely, Ashley, if you have more questions, or anyone else, if you, because we recorded this, so anyone else who's watched this after the fact, if you have any questions, definitely ask me, ask Amber. We can answer them for you. So
thank you for being part of our first Zoom call, as hot as it was. You guys are awesome. And I think that's it.
My dog thinks so too. She thinks we're awesome.
All right. Bye, guys.